Shivoham, the world is undergoing a transformation. More and more people are realizing the value of spirituality. People are truly connecting to who they are and they are trying to find relief in their true essence. Know that pain we cannot avoid, right? But suffering is optional. We cannot say that we can live a life where there is no pain. No one has lived that life. So we have to know that if we see the stories which have been handed over to us through our different religions, whether it is Christianity or Buddhism or Hinduism, pain was always there. When Buddha separated from his family and followed such hard, austere practices, there was pain. Right? When Jesus went on a cross, when Lord Ram had to go for 14 years to the jungle and his wife was taken away by the demon, there was pain. When Lord Krishna helped the Pandavas in the war against the Kaurav, there was pain. But suffering is up to us. And that's what Krishna has told in Gita. That till you are attached to life, till you have definitions for life, that what is good, what is bad, what is less, what is more, what is happy, what is sad, till there are definitions, you will have suffering. Because when you see things not happening as per you, there will be suffering. And suffering is emotional or mental, and that is much more than the physical suffering. All of us know the pain of heartbreak, that how much it pains, when someone hurts you. It is like, someone has put a dagger inside the heart. It is much more than physical. And to avoid that emotional or mental suffering, what people do is they close their heart because they don't want to feel it again. Know that physical suffering is not so much. I was watching a video where I saw that there was a lady who went through a complete surgery with her eyes open and no anesthesia. It means that physical pain is something we actually can bear if we don't align to it. When I was younger, my brother went through an accident, right? And it was a terrible accident where many of his bones in the leg got damaged. But when he told me the incident, it was very surprising to me at that time. Because when, he hit against the vehicle and his leg got damaged, he was in full consciousness. He asked for some help from a nearby vehicle. He took a wooden plank and he tied his broken leg to the plank. And he was in so much of consciousness that time, he was in fact more alert. So what happened was that when he went to the hospital and we all reached there, that was the time when suffering came. So know that physical pain is not so much, we can bear it. Problem is the emotional and mental. And these spiritual classes are basically, meant to help you cope up with that. Today, it is because of this suffering, you block your chakras. You have 7 chakras in your body. Each of these chakras are meant to attune you to this grand life. Today, we have come in this world to connect to life. We have come here to connect to our true nature. We are suffering because we are not connected to our nature. And our nature is not different than life or nature. Prakriti, what you call. And what is the nature of Prakriti? See the nature of mud. You put anything in it, it will convert it into something useful. Right? You put any amount of waste or garbage in it, it will make it like a manure. You put a seed in it, it will convert it into a big plant. Right? You see that how fertile it is. It will not reject anything. Whatever you throw, it will envelop and take it. Right? If you see the nature, you will see that actually there is a sense of joy. There is a sense of harmony. There is a sense of peace. Right? There is a rhythm in nature. Few of us saw when few days we were in lockdown, right? 3 weeks in lockdown, and some people noticed how the animals started coming out, right? How the water became so clean, how they saw dolphins jumping, how the birds came out. So nature is very joyful. It loves harmony. It loves peace, and it is full of love. And the nature of this beautiful life is just to grow and thrive. Life never destroys. Right? The nature of life is not to destroy, but yes, if you encroach upon it, if you disturb its harmony, definitely it is a reaction. That's why in Hindu religion it is said, dharma or the righteousness or the correct thing in life, it protects you when you protect dharma. So I will say life protects you when you protect life. And similarly, it is said, dharma kills when you don't protect it. Life kills you when you don't live by its principles, by its laws. Right? So today, let us understand the laws of life so that we can come closer to attune to it, and we can feel that sense of joy, harmony, love, peace that it embodies. Because that is our true nature. Know that you don't have to change anything about yourself. You will think, I will be happier or I will be joyful when I get certain things in life. What about that you can be joyful just today? Whatever you are calling pain and suffering, it is just a definition. And when you see the harmony and peace today, and you align to it today, your external world will start echoing it. If you are abundant, it echoes abundance. When you are harmonious, your relationship becomes harmonious. So we have not come in this world to get something out of life. We have come here to become life. Right? So let us try to understand deeper the process of life. We will understand it through the lessons of the 7 chakras. We have 7 wheels of consciousness in our life. These 7 wheels of consciousness, they lie along our spine. And each one of them embodies certain lessons. These lessons have been told to us in different books, in different languages, in different ways, by different stories. They are told to us. But it is up to us to grasp them and understand them. So as we saw, that chakra, they get blocked because of fear. Actually, our biggest problem in life is fear. But from where fear comes? Notice that you're only fearful about things you are attached to, right? Whatever you are attached to means in some way you are attached. You need it, you feel responsible for it, or you are dependent on it. That attachment causes fear. And that's why masters say attachment is the cause of suffering. It is attachment that causes desires. And desires are the cause of suffering. So understand that a person who has got nothing to lose is fearless. Right? But you will say, how can I be detached when I'm in this world? I will be attached to my family. I'll be attached to my work. I'll be attached to whatever, I'm here for. I say, no, there is no need to be attached. There is a need to realize the truth. You can do the same thing for your family by being not attached. Being detached doesn't mean you don't love them, right? You can do the same thing in your profession, in your career, in a detached state. In fact, you will notice you are a better performer when you are detached. It is attachment that causes so much of fear, so much of anxiety, so much of control. And it is possible to be detached. And that is, in fact, our true nature. Every chakra, it gets blocked because of ignorance about the laws of life, and which causes fear. And knowledge is something that sets you free. You can come out of fear when you have knowledge. Suppose you take some mundane thing like fire, right? You know that if you put your hand in the fire, you can be terribly burned, right? And a person who doesn't know how to handle fire, he will be full of fear. But the day you understand, I can handle it. What is the nature of fire? It will not come leaping towards me. I am the one who will put my hand purposely. I will know how it spreads. I know its direction. That knowledge will make you fearless. So today, when you know how life functions, you will know how to handle it. Ultimately, if I tell you what is your ultimate purpose of learning every lesson of the chakra, the ultimate purpose is to become fearless. And when you become totally fearless, you become life. Okay? So let us come to the lessons of the first chakra, the Mooladhara chakra. This is the chakra at the bottommost portion of your spine. It is what connects you to earth. Just like a plant will have roots. And what is the function of roots? To take in nutrition. Your root chakra is what connects you to this world, right? It connects you to people. It connects you to this life, right? So that is why it is called Mooladhara chakra. It is the root chakra, which is the foundation of your existence. Because of this chakra, you are able to take in abundance what this life offers. A person who knows that he is supported by this world, his chakra is open, he knows there is sufficient money. Money comes as per requirement. Just like a plant will grow roots inside the mud, knowing water is there. And it knows the deeper I go, more water is there, more I am supported, more I am stable. But do you think it is easy for the plant to grow roots? Is it a cakewalk? No, right? It will meet stones, insects, hard mud. But what it will do? It will push through. And it will grow as though it is my right to take in nutrition. Because I have been planted, I will be supported, I will survive. Right? So there is one example, one story I remember. There, you know how the egg hatches, like, right? That the bird has to really, the small chicken has to peck the egg in order to come out. Once a child saw this bird struggling to come out, so what it did is, out of pity, it broke open the shell so that the bird could come out. But the bird could never fly all its life because its wings had not developed. So it is the struggles of life which help you become stronger. But in our life, what happens? When we see a lack of support, or you can say we perceive we are not supported, we see the hard stones and gravels. We see the difficulties of life. We see people are not supporting us. We see lack of money. We see lack of basic necessities. We see arguments and disharmony at home. We see debts, mortgages, or we see constant health problems at home. We develop a fear that I'm not supported. It is not easy to live in this world. Everything comes after a lot of sweat and grind. I have to really struggle hard for success. No one supports me. I'm all alone in this world. And this thought, makes you block your root chakra. And when the chakra becomes tight, how can you take in nutrition? Then money doesn't flow naturally. You find it is very hard to lose money. Whatever comes, it just flows out like an open faucet. And then you wonder that, yes, I told you, life is very difficult. I have to struggle. And then you read, teachings, because you say, but I don't want to struggle. Deep inside my heart, I believe I want an easy life. I want money to come freely. Who is right? What is happening or what your heart is saying? What your heart says is the truth. Because inside you know what you want. Actually, I should be supported. I should be stable. What you have to shine the light into what you think. Because life is a war between the heart and the mind. The heart knows everything. The mind tells you stories. The mind is the darkness. Heart is the light. This is the God and this is the demon. Every mythological story, every spiritual story has got these two forces. Ultimately, this has to win. So you have to see the reality. What I felt, was it a really obstacle or struggle, or was it a challenge that actually evolved me? Whatever I faced in my childhood as a parent, don't I think I learned a lot from there? Agreed, I suffered, but don't you think it made me a better person? The suffering makes you so compassionate. Sometimes suffering makes you so resilient, so strong. Many times when people see in their childhood lack of education, poverty, they are the ones who really do higher education and make a good financial status for themselves. So whatever you see, in some way it has trained you. Why can't you see that? Why are you aligning yourself to that and suffering emotionally. However your parents were, you know what is ideal parenthood. You know that. But whatever story you experienced in your life, you have to see what it taught you, because that is complete. Don't compare with what you should have experienced or what others have experienced. You have to see in the situation you experienced, what is the learning you got, because that is the optimum learning for you. Life is a story. It is not a perfect story if you see it from the perspective of the character. But it is a story. You don't have to align with the character. You have to see that from the story, what did your consciousness learn? How did your consciousness evolve? What did you realize about life? Because that is your true nature. So, root chakra teaches you vital lessons of becoming the root of your life. You have to learn lessons of hard work. You have to learn lessons of willpower, persistence. That ultimately, my purpose of my birth is self realization. I have not come here to survive. I have not come here to just live. I have come here to realize myself through this life. One day the story of your life will end. It doesn't matter, it ends today or tomorrow. But ultimately, what matters is how much your consciousness has awakened. You will take birth after birth. You will keep on changing your dress, which is your physical self. And every birth, you will connect to your consciousness and become more aware. And that is true happiness and joy. This life has got nothing actually. It can never be happy. The nature of life is, it is totally driven by emotions and mind. There is no happiness in this world. Whatever you call happiness, it comes with pain. It is it's duality, pleasure and pain. If money gives you happiness, same money gives you suffering. Love gives you happiness, absence of love gives you suffering. Success gives you happiness, failure gives you suffering. Relationships give you happiness, estrangement or separation from them gives you suffering. Material things of this world gives you happiness. When you don't get them or something happens to them, there is suffering. So life is always like the two sides of the coin. If you choose one side, automatically the second side comes to you. So that is why the intelligent yogis, they realize it and they start shirking life, detaching. That this world has got nothing to offer to me. If I think my kids are going to make me happy, impossible. My spouse, my lover, my parents, my work, my career, name and fame, nothing will make you happy. It is for you to detach from them. And when you detach from them, whom you will connect to? Your awareness. Who am I? I am an awareness in the field of which this life is happening. And every time there is a challenge well faced, I become more aware. Every time the light throws itself on the darkness of my consciousness, I become more aware. And ultimately, you start connecting to that joyful part of you who is really not affected by what is happening. Because it's a story. It will keep on happening. To understand it takes some time, but if you are a meditator, you will understand what I'm telling. It will take some time to really grasp the depth. But understand one thing, your true nature is just awareness. You are aware about everything. Today, you can move your awareness to your feet, to your toe, to your fingers, to your eyes, to your nose. You can move your awareness to me. You can move your awareness to your child, to your spouse. You can move your awareness to something happening in another country. You can move your awareness anywhere because your true nature is just awareness. But problem happens when this awareness starts thinking it is the body. Right? When you start thinking you are the body, you take in the suffering of this body. You start suffering with fears of survival. What will happen? What if I die? What if there is not enough? What if people who support me, like my children, my spouse, my parents, what if they leave me? What if I lose my job? What if I don't have enough money? What will happen in old age? Then body, fears work. It fears challenges. It fears obstacles. You start thinking you are the body, and then the fears come in. You develop fears. And then this chakra is blocked. Now, the way to come out of this, fear is first, you have to cleanse the fears first. Right? And to cleanse the fears, I teach the same meditation all the time. Look at the fear till it dissolves. Because you cannot really tell that you will be supported whole life. You will survive till eternity. Not possible. You cannot tell that there will not be any work after this. Right? So there is no answer to this. The answer to this is just release the fear. And when you release the fear, you have to release the concept you are the body. Till there is fear, you will be attached to the body. But when the fear goes, you will realize body is my tool, which I have to use to live in this world. I'm not the body. I can take my body to the gym and make it exercise. I can do fasting, right? I can make my body cleanse, detoxification can be done. So I have to train my body to get up on time, to be more disciplined, to be more hardworking. I have to train this body. Till you align to the body, you will suffer with every problem of the body, every fear of the body. And you will develop the diseases of this chakra, which are bone pains, leg pains. People who have got arthritis, feet pains, prostate problems, piles, any problem with the excretory system, it is because the root chakra is blocked. And the way to come out of this chakra is you have to release the fears, right? And the release the fears means by using remedies like removing through meditation or using items like Rudraksh, gemstones, which, help you to dislodge the fear. You can even do chanting of the Bija mantra of this chakra, which is Lam. So if you chant Lam, 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 a time will come that with resonance, the fear is dislodged. Some people also prescribe aroma and pranic healing. So there are many techniques. But ultimately, you have to dislodge the fear and come out of this false belief that you are the body. The stone that you use for this chakra is coral. Okay, the red color coral gemstone. When you wear this, you're able to get more energy to fight off the challenges, more energy for work, right? So you are able to come out of the fears by getting more energy. You can wear the Rudraksh of this chakra. There are many of them. I will tell you a few of them. 6-mukhi, 8-mukhi. They work on this chakra. Now we come to the second chakra. The second chakra is the sacral chakra or the Swadhisthana chakra, located 2 inches below the navel. Like the root chakra governs your skeletal system, it is also the planet Mars. The sacral chakra governs your muscular system and the planet Moon. The organs governed by the sacral chakra are uterus, your intestines, right? And your muscles. Now, this chakra also teaches you vital lessons, but this time related to your identity in this world. You have come in this world to live different role plays, right? Many people say, I want to find my life purpose in this world. You don't have one life purpose. What people normally talk about is life purpose related to career. That am I an artist, or am I a doctor, or I am some related to politics or teacher, etc. So every person tries to discover what I have come to do in this world. But that is related to career. You have many other role plays. You are here as a husband, as a brother, as a son, as a friend, as a citizen. In each role play, you are supposed to realize how life functions. If life had to come down in this world as you, how will it behave in the different role plays? If it is a mother, how she will be a mother, ideal mother. A father, ideal father. A child, ideal child. Brother. You can say the role plays are just situations. Don't take them too seriously. These role plays are just characters that you have to don, or the dress you have to wear to realize your awareness or your true self. Never forget that. So, if you are an artist, you realize your awareness by being the artist. So, this whole world is, you can say, like a leela, an illusion of a drama, where everyone is playing characters. Every time we are pitched into a situation, most of the situations that we come across are negative situations. They are the ones which cause us pain and suffering because we align to the role play. But these situations which are created from our darkness. Now, why darkness? These situations are created from the darkness of the consciousness. Why? Because you have to learn by throwing the light. Just like a child is born out of the darkness of a mother's womb, the situations are created from the darkness of your consciousness, so that you learn what has to be learned, so that the light of awareness shines on the darkness. So when you come across situations which are conflicting, people cheat you, they betray you, you lose some position, you lose someone, right? someone hurts you, you come across some difficult challenge. These situations, right, they are like one-to-one situations. When they come to you, they are meant to nurture or evolve your role play, your identity. But you will only learn from it when you are detached from your role play. Something like you can be a perfect mother when you are actually detached from your role play. Otherwise, you will take it personally. Most of the people suffer from self-doubt. Self-doubt that I'm not good enough, or I'm not doing enough for my family, or I'm not good enough for my career. But you have to understand, it is a challenge. Everything that you're facing is a challenge that is meant for you to get evolved in your role play. The moment you start saying, I'm not good enough, it is like you resign from the game. It is like a child says, I cannot study, I'm stupid. And then you become stuck. The chakra is blocked because of self-doubt, or what some people do, they don't have self-doubt, they have doubt on the other person. And I am okay, this person is a problem. My problem is not because of me. It is because my parent is like this, my spouse is like this, my child is like this, my boss is like this, my planets are like this, God is like this, or this happened with me, or this could happen with me. So if you have doubt on yourself, or you're blaming, accusing another person, right, the sacral chakra becomes blocked. And then what happens? You start having muscular pains, lower back pain, constipation. Your sexual organs go for a toss. For women, they start having PCOS, PCOD, menstrual problems. Men have their own sexual potency problems, right? So this chakra becomes blocked, and it shows its blockage by physical issues. Initially, the physical issues are mild, but if you're not ready to learn, they become severe, so that you take some help, and maybe you will come to Chakra Yoga and get the knowledge. Because then you need someone else to help you, to tell you what is right. So, in order to open this chakra, what is the technique? Again, release the fear that I am not good enough. Release the fear that something is wrong in the people or the situations. Evoke self-power to accept yourself, to accept them, and start learning from the situations. Start looking at every situation as complete. Everything is complete for its purpose. Nothing is wrong in this world. There is nothing negative in this world. Everything is teaching you. Even if something looks very disastrous outside, it looks very painful outside, it is complete to evolve your identity. There is nothing best in this world, but it is complete. Life tells you that however you have come in this world, you can live to its full potential, right? By learning from different challenges. That's why in this world, there are people who have come with extreme conditions, like they have come with no eyes, or they have come with no hands and feet. Still, they have set an example. In this condition also, I can live a complete life. So it is not conditional that I should have this, or I should have this, or I should be this. However you are, you can live a complete life. So, getting back to this, so we have to understand every moment of our life we have to be aware of who we truly are. Because as I said, the world is a war between the heart and the mind. The heart is very calm, very patient, it's all knowing. And the mind is very flickery, it's very violent, it is very aggressive, it's very fearful, it's very jumpy, it's like a monkey. It keeps on taking you here and there, confusing you. It pulls you into darkness even without you really realizing it. So it is very easy to get into the grip of the mind. And because you get into the grip of the mind, you align with the situations and take them personally. And then suffering comes in. And that's why meditation is very important. Because when you meditate, what you do is you go past the mind. Now, mind is jumpy like a monkey. It is continuously jumping. It cannot stay still. So when you meditate, what you do is you start looking at the mind. Sometimes you chant some mantra so that the jumpy mind becomes confused. Because when you give the mind only one thing to think, it loses power, it becomes confused. Then what happens? You can come out of the mind and see the space between the thoughts, which is your heart. Your heart is the place of thoughtlessness. So what we do is we give the mind no food. The food of the mind is different thoughts. But when you give it just one thought, a time comes, it leaves the grip. And when it leaves the grip, you can touch your heart. And when you touch your heart, you know what is the right thing. You know what is the right thing. And the light of awareness shines on the darkness. And the darkness is illuminated. So meditation is very important to see the truth behind everything. So in the sacral chakra, we learn lessons of honoring ourselves, honoring others, learning from different situations, and realizing one very important truth. And what is the truth? Whatever is happening, it is happening to nurture us, to evolve us. We are safe, we are protected. Nothing happens to harm us. Nothing happens to pull us down. Right? So to balance the chakra, you can wear Rudraksh. A very good Rudraksh for this chakra is Tumukhi. You can wear the gemstone pearl. I always wear a big pearl. And you can chant the mantra Vam. You can pray to Lord Krishna, who rules this chakra. Now we come to the third chakra. Now the third chakra is called Manipur chakra, or people call it solar plexus or navel chakra. It is exactly on your belly button. This chakra is ruled by sun. It is the seat of your power. As I said, ultimately we have to become life. And you know what is life? Life can be called by one word, and that is truth. So in Hindi, life is called by three words: Sat, Chit, Anand. Life is always truth, it's always conscious, and it is always loving and joyful. And we have to ultimately connect to that. But how can we be loving, joyful, and truth? We can only be when we connect to our power to handle everything that comes. Today, that power is inside us. We don't need from outside. But we don't connect to the power. Why? Again, because we connect to the mind. Mind tells you stories. Now, this Manipur chakra governs your stomach, it governs your liver, right? And it governs your digestive organs. It is here where you digest everything that you get in this world. And this chakra gets blocked when you perceive that you have to think as per others. You perceive a dependency on others, or you perceive a responsibility for others. Then what happens? You think as per others, and then the answer doesn't come. You lose power. So parents start thinking we are responsible for our children, so we should not do anything which is against them, or we should do things which favor them. The employee thinks he's dependent on the company, so he doesn't use his own brain. He tries to think as per company. He tries to think as per what his seniors want of him. And then he cannot think properly. So, in order to come out of this, a person has to release all dependency and all responsibility. This chakra opens when you become internalized, when you go inside yourself. Some people tell me, how can I go inside myself? I'll be selfish. But inside you're so selfless. A person who gets everything, he becomes most humble. A tree who bears all the fruits bends. There are so many proverbs. It is like an empty pot will make the most noise. The moment it is full, it becomes still. So this chakra encourages you to go inside and think from your reference. When you are responsible or dependent, you live life with controls, with expectations. Parents expect from the children. Employees expect from the boss. There is a control. You should be like this. You should not be like this. Since I'm doing this, this should happen with me. Since I've done so much for my kids, this should happen with them. And that is the cause of suffering. So what we have to do in this chakra is, we have to realize this codependent relationship and we have to release it. We have to realize every relationship in this world is a partnership. Everyone is equal in the partnership. Everyone has his unique role play. The children are playing the role of kids. Parents are playing the role of parents. Grandparents are playing the role of grandparents. In the company, the employee is playing the role of employee. The boss is playing the role of a boss. Customer is playing the role of a customer. There is no one higher or lower. Everyone is playing his role. Everyone has certain responsibilities. Today, a parent is not responsible for the child's marks. The child is responsible for himself. He is responsible to give a proper ambience, a proper nurturing environment. That's it. The child doesn't learn everything from you. There are so many things he learns from the environment. So when you think you are responsible, you control, and when you control, the person doesn't take responsibility. I always tell people that if you want your children to be responsible, give them the responsibility. When you give someone the load, someone else catches it. Right? Unless you give it, how will the person catch? And same thing in the company. In your company, if you are a manager, unless you give it to your people who work under you, right? How will they catch the load? So this chakra teaches vital lessons of partnership, of thinking or honoring your opinions from your reference, honoring the opinions of others, right? It teaches you that your power is all inside. You lose power because of dependency or responsibility. You have to think from your reference. He can think from his reference, but ultimately the truth will manifest. Ultimately, it is the truth which will make both of you agree at one point. Today, when this chakra becomes imbalanced, people feel victimized because they are thinking from others' reference. They are compromising and sacrificing. They feel powerless and weak. I want to do it, but I can't do it. So you feel victimized, you feel powerless, you feel taken for a ride, you feel you are not the driver of your life, you feel you are living as per the whims and fancies of others. So when you have that perception, the fire element of this chakra gets disrupted. And then you have digestive problems, you have liver issues, right? And you have pitta issues, all because this chakra is imbalanced. To balance this chakra, one is you have to release all the negativity and all the emotions behind this, these thought process that I have to be, I'm victimized or I'm powerless. So in order to balance the chakra, as I said, you have to first release the clogged energy. Once you release the clogged energy, you have to connect to yourself. That I will think from my reference. You have to completely accept your role play. You have to completely become responsible first for yourself. Even this chakra wants you should be responsible for your body, your mind, your senses, your environment. You have to become a responsible person. Today, if you are not disciplined, your body doesn't listen to you, right? You cannot wake up on time. You cannot follow a routine. You cannot stay away from addictions, right? Today, addictions are not good for me. Still, you're falling for it. You want to make some kind of routine for yourself, but you're not able to follow. Your mind doesn't listen to you. Your senses don't listen to you. So what will happen? This chakra will be imbalanced. So in order to become a responsible person for others, first you should be responsible for yourself. So to master this chakra, you have to follow many practices. You have to follow practices, where, you are able to master your body. Your body has to surrender to you. It will surrender to you when you exercise, when you fast, when you follow abstinence practices. Fasting is not just food. You can do fasting of every sensory thing. You can do fasting of, television, of friends, of any type of illusions, distractions. But you have to do fasting to break free. After that, you can live freely, knowing I can master it. So you have to first master your own self, right? And after that, you can become responsible, person for other things. Okay, Frederick is telling men are always interdependent. Interdependency is a wrong thing. Because the moment the word dependency comes, there is a weakness that comes. There is a control that comes. I will say we are never dependent. There is a support system. Life supports us through different people. You have to know everything is a support. Your wife supports you, your children support you, you support them. It's a support system. It's given to you by life. And why? Because your nature is life. Like if you see a plant growing, do you think it is dependent on the rain? Do you think it is dependent on the sunlight? Do you think the plants are dependent on the butterflies for pollination? Don't you think it happens naturally? It just happens, right? When the seed is put in the mud, everything just happens, right? Naturally. Then why we should call it dependency? Okay? Any question? Any other question? So, in order to balance the Manipur chakra, because this is the chakra of power and this is the chakra for wealth. The people in this world who command leadership, who command wealth, they have a very highly developed Manipur chakra. And Manipur chakra, I would like to repeat, it opens when you become completely independent. Independent means I can handle everything. Everything is inside of me. I'm not dependent on this, I'm not dependent on this, I'm not dependent on this. But that doesn't mean I'm alone. It means I'm supported. I will form perfect partnerships. And not because you are my brother or you are my friend. I will make partnerships which are correct for the situation. I follow dharma. I follow the truth, righteousness. So this chakra opens when a person becomes completely internalized in himself. Whatever happens in the world, he processes as per his own opinions. He is not affected by what people think of him. It is like he is like an elephant who is walking. Let the dogs bark around him. He doesn't care. He knows himself. He is a true leader. He is not affected by people. He is not affected by the management. He always takes the right decision. He has a vision of far and beyond. He is very calm in all the situations. Whenever a situation comes and he wants to take a risk because he thinks it is for him, he will not be fearful of jumping in it, knowing I can manage. But if a situation doesn't appeal to him, he's not shy to say no. He will confront if needed, right? But he will not act out of victimization and powerlessness. Because he knows that his power is inside. Okay? He knows that his power is inside. So, in order to develop this Manipur chakra, you can chant the mantra Ram. It is very similar to the Lord Ram, because he is the Lord of this chakra. If you see the lessons of the scripture Ramayana, they are very similar to the lessons of this chakra. Those lessons are lessons of righteousness or truth. Every time doing what is right. When Lord Ram was asked to leave for the jungle, because his father has promised his stepmother that I will listen to one wish of yours. So he obeyed his father and he went to the jungle. In the jungle, his wife was abducted by a demon. He played his role of a husband and he fought the demon. When the wife came back, he played the role of a man and he made her purify herself through the fire of consciousness. And when they both came back, when he saw that His kingdom had people who did not trust his wife. He again sent her back to the jungle because this time he had to play the role of the king. And when the children were born, he took back the children because he had to play the role of a father. So when you look at the story more deeply, you see how every time righteousness or truth was maintained. And these are the lessons of power. Lessons of standing up for what is right. So to balance this chakra, you can release the emotions of powerlessness, dependency, victimization from yourself. And you can wear the gemstone ruby. You can wear the Rudraksh Valmukhi. It will help you. Amrit is asking how to perform this in non-dualistic lifestyle. I think you can live lifestyle in a non-dual fashion when you connect with it in a state of awareness from the heart. See, till you don't understand something deeply, there will be duality. Till you are looking at knowledge, there will be duality. But when that knowledge becomes knowing, you assimilate it inside your being, duality disappears. Now try to understand it with some example, okay? Today, suppose there is a friend of yours, okay? And you are not sure whether he likes you or he doesn't like you. So what will happen is when he's good to you, you are happy. And when he's not good to you, you are sad. But a time comes that both of you become very close. You understand him completely. And a time comes when you both totally surrender to each other. After this, the duality disappears. Because now you know him as well. It is like knowing your child. There is no duality with your child. Because there is complete surrender. Similarly, with your passion. When you take your passion separately as a desire, that I want to be successful in this passion. It is like a singer with his instrument or his voice. So, till there is a separation, there is a duality. If he sings nicely, he's happy. If he thinks his singing was not so good, he's sad. But a time comes that he becomes so proficient and he accepts himself completely. Duality disappears. So duality disappears when you become one with the subject. When you completely become absorbed in the subject. So now we come to the fourth chakra, which is the heart chakra. Now heart chakra lies between the chakras. Okay, there are 3 chakras below it and 3 chakras above it. It is the center chakra. And it is the most important chakra. It is the goal of every spiritual meditator to open the heart. Like nowadays, if I ask people, why are you into spirituality? Everyone says the same thing. To be more happy. To find more peace. So heart chakra is the place of feelings. It's the place of happiness. But understand, this chakra gets blocked when you live your life with duality. When you live life with pleasure and pain. When you live life with desires and expectations. This chakra truly opens only when there is truth. It is like a touch-me-not plant. It is so sensitive, right? So what happens is a touch me not plant, little bit you touch it, it becomes tight. But when it finds that there is total safety, only then it will open. I can say most of the people in this world, they are walking with closed heart. They are feeling emotions, but they are not feeling the truth. They are living in this world with emotions of pleasure, which comes with pain. But they are not living with happiness. They are running towards certain goals and targets, thinking that one day I will be happy. Not realizing that happiness is not getting something, it is becoming who you are. Because who you are is happy. Happiness cannot be got from some object. It is who you are. And that who you are is not a state, it is your essence. What you think is happiness is an emotion, right? It is just an emotion which is very temporary. The moment it comes, it will just disappear, and the same thing will cause you pain after some time. But to connect with true happiness, you have to actually connect to yourself. And that happiness is called Ananda. It can only be experienced through spirituality. Right? And it can only be experienced when you are totally natural. When you are just who you are without any definition. So it is a very tough job to open this chakra. But as you become more and more spiritual and more detached, because happiness comes when you are detached. This chakra is ruled by the planet Mercury. And you know, Mercury is a very fleeting planet. It connects with all the different planets. It changes its shape and color all the time. It changes its attribute. With happiness, it becomes happy. With sadness, it becomes sad. The heart chakra governs your circulatory system. Just like we saw, root chakra, skeletal system. Sacral chakra, muscular system. Manipur chakra, digestive system. So heart chakra, circulatory system. And this chakra governs, your heart, your lower lungs, your pancreas. And this chakra gets blocked because of hurt, because of mistrust, because of expectations. And why there is hurt is because you are defining it. You are defining that this is good and this is bad, so you are hurt. And why there are expectations is because you are connecting to your character. That because I'm a mother, my kids should be like this. Because I'm a spouse, my wife should be like this. Because I'm an employer, my employee should be like this. Because I've worked hard, they should be like this. But that's your definition. It's not the truth. So today you are living your life with expectations, which is control. You're trying to control. The character is trying to control the drama without realizing the drama is happening to realize his true self, to realize her true self. She is not realizing that she is not the character. The character is actually enacting a role play to realize something about her. So today, it is the expectations, it is the control. Every single desire is a control. You're trying to control life. I tell people, if you want to find happiness, totally become desireless. They will say, oh, how can we become desireless? They get used to living life with desires. They think that is what motivates me. They think if I don't have a path, how will I walk on it? They think it is because of that they are focused and they're working hard. They are not realizing it is because of that they are slow. Because of that, they are not performing. Because of that, they are distracted. Today, understand every single desire takes you away from your true path. Every single goal takes you away from the path. People make goals that in this year, I want this, in this year, what is this? Every single goal is going to cause you suffering. Every single desire is going to cause you pain. You can desire to go here. What if you're meant to go here? I tell people to release every single desire. In my workshops, I make people write down their desires. Every single thing that they want. Desire for their child, desire for their career, desire for their loved ones, desire for themselves. I tell them to write it down. Then I tell them to burn it. I tell them to write their goals and targets. Burn it. Ultimately, we have to live in the present. Let life create its desire through your heart. But then it is not a desire that you have to get. It becomes an intention that you have to walk on. Whatever you think is a desire is not something you have to achieve. It is someone you have to become. So today, if you think you have a desire to become the manager or a president, it is an intent of yours. It is actually an intent of life through you. So convert your desires into intent. If you think my house is small, I want to buy a bigger house, remove the desire and you will see it becomes an intent. It is an intent to live life more comfortably. It is an intent to realize you are abundant. It is an intent to realize that you are successful. You are powerful. You are a creator. So you have to come out of that, that mode of wanting something and instead become what you want. And then the heart chakra will not be closed because now responsibility is yours. You're not waiting for something outside to give you something. It is you who has to get it. Yes, I was going to say this. If Delia has told a very right thing, I have people who come to me, ma'am, I have come out of all desires and now only thing that I want is God. I said, this is a desire. If you have this desire, you cannot achieve it. Even the desire to achieve enlightenment takes you away from it. Because the moment you have desire, the ego comes up. It will start comparing you with others. See, you are so knowledgeable. She is not knowledgeable. It will start comparing. It will start taking you into the future and taking you into the past. It will show you some people are less than you and some people are higher than you. It will create expectations, frustration, helplessness. Even enlightenment will become a goal. So you have to come out of even this desire. You have to realize life doesn't have any goal or any, target. Life is something which is just happening. It is just happening. It's a process. It's a circular process. You see the earth, you see the universe, everything is elliptical or circular. It comes back to the same point. So we don't have to reach anywhere. It is just happening. You are realizing the self, it is happening naturally. Just like from a baby, you have become so big. It just happened, right? Because the nature of life is growth. It's a nature. From a child, a body becomes old. Your mind grows. Your senses, they learn experiences. Your mind grows. Your identity flowers. But ultimately, your awareness realizes. So all these levels of consciousness, they are growing in their natural way. You will not say that if you put a seed in the mud, it doesn't have an intention to become a tree. It just becomes a tree naturally. It is not that the seed was full of desire to become a big tree with lot of fruits. It just became. So similarly, your body doesn't have an intent to grow old. Your senses don't have an intention to, have lot of experiences. Similarly, your soul doesn't have an intent to self-realize. It is just happening. It's a process. So you can say life just is. It is just happening. That's it. And you have to just connect to that process. Okay, Priya is telling how intent is different from desire. As I said, intent is something that you have to become. Desire is something that you have to achieve. Desire is dependent on things outside. Intent is personal. Intent, you take responsibility yourself. In intent, life helps you. It is with you. With desire, you have expectations from people and life and God. You are hurt. But intention is totally yours. Intention, you can say, in Hindi, we call it sankalp. It's a sankalp. I will do it. But intent doesn't come from ego. Intent comes from the heart. There is no duality in intent. In intent, there is no other person. Okay? There is no duality in intent. So when this heart chakra gets blocked, people have allergies, they have cholesterol problems, they can have blood pressure. Diabetes happens due to blockage of this chakra. So it is, diabetes, cholesterol, blood pressure, frequent allergies, circulatory problems, sensitive skin happens because of blockage of this chakra. To open this chakra, you have to learn the lessons and you have to release the hurt, the emotions in the heart. You have to release the hurt, the pain, the suffering, the expectations, the desires, the controls. It's a big list. But your consciousness will guide you when you are on the path. It will guide you. Everything that is blocking the heart, it will come in front of you and you have to release it. When you release it, you will start attuning to your true self. You have to convert the expectations to intent. You have to convert the expectations to understanding. When you understand something, there is no expectation. Today, it is something like when a student is writing his exam. After writing the paper, there are students who expect to get 90 and there are students who know they will get 90. Right? If you are an employee, you can expect to be promoted or you will know you will be promoted. As a businessman, you can expect to grow your business or you will know you will grow your business. So when you have complete knowledge, there is no expectation. There is no control. Because you know, I will not control. I will do my job. The result will happen as per truth. And that's what Krishna has said. You do your karma, leave the result to me. And me means what? Your true nature. Krishna is your true nature. So Krishna says that whatever will happen as per your true nature. Will happen, that will help you evolve. The result will help you evolve. So don't control what the outcome should be. You do your work and outcome will be as per your nature. So to balance the heart chakra, you wear Rudraksha like Gauri Shankar. There is a Rudraksha for unity. You wear emerald gemstone. So for everything you have got, a proper Rudraksh. The mantra for this is Yam. And you can pray to Lord Vishnu, who rules this chakra. So basically, this is the chakra not of doingness. It is a chakra of beingness. If you want to be nice to people, you have to be nice here. If you want to be powerful, you have to be powerful here. If you want to have abundance, you should be abundant here. So, in order to learn the lessons, first you have to remove the fear related to the lessons. When you remove the fear, you can connect to your nature. Because your nature is underneath the clouds of fear. That is why we meditate. I think that the value of meditation or importance of meditation has to be told again and again. Throughout our life, masters have come and told you, meditate. If you see the picture of Lord Shiva, if you see Lord Buddha, you will never see with the eyes open. They are just closed. But the third eye is open. We have to meditate. In normal routine, every person should meditate minimum 2 hours. And it doesn't take time. You can always find time from your daily routine. Wake up in the morning, right? You don't have to take bath. Just wash your face and sit down and meditate. And then carry out your rest of the day. So meditation is very important because it helps you connect with your heart, your true self. Now we come to the 5th chakra, the throat chakra. Now this is a very important chakra. Whatever you have learned from the lower chakras are reflected in this chakra. In the root chakra, which is the earth element, you learned the lessons to be supported, to grow your roots, to fight your challenges. You learned lessons of physical support and strength. In the sacral chakra or Swadhisthana chakra, you learned lessons of emotional strength and emotional support, emotional balance. So you can say in the sacral chakra, you learned lessons of emotional balance. You learned lessons that every situation happening in my life is not negative. It is nurturing my role play. Everything in life that you learn and you absorb, it happens in the sacral chakra. In order to understand this, I always give a very good example. Okay? When you eat food, just see the process of eating food. Okay? When you put a morsel in the mouth, so first thing what happens, the eyes see the morsel. Okay? So you accept it that accept that whatever I'm eating is beneficial for me. So the top two chakras are involved. There is a hope and there is an acceptance. Because the crown chakra is for hope and the third eye is for acceptance. The mouth is the throat chakra where you chew it for understanding. So you chew it in the throat chakra and you get an understanding. Then the food passes to the heart chakra, which is the chakra for allowing, chakra for trust. And whatever is there is good for me. Then it goes in the Manipur chakra for processing, digestion. And then it goes in the intestine or the sacral chakra for absorption. And finally, it goes in the root chakra for excretion. So the chakra where you absorb everything, absorb the learning, is the sacral chakra. And where you understand things is the throat chakra. And vice versa. In life, whenever you want to do things, first what you do is, in the root chakra, you initiate. That yes, I want to do a task, let me get myself together to do it. And that is initiation. And then you create it in the sacral chakra. That how I'm going to do it. Then in the Manipur chakra, you act upon it. Then in the heart chakra, you feel it. And in the throat chakra, you express it and you create transformation. So this is the chakra of understanding and making yourself understood. This is the most powerful chakra of transformation. Today, everyone expresses himself through this chakra. If I'm telling you lessons and it is changing your thought process, it is through this chakra. An artist expresses himself from here. An engineer expresses him from here. Everyone expresses from here. And this expression could be words, it could be painting, it could be writing, right? It could be creating some object, but it is a creation which is expressed from this chakra. So the lessons of this chakra are all related to understanding and making yourself understood. It is hearing and speaking. Whenever there are blocks related to it, this chakra gets blocked. Because every chakra wants a smooth flow. The root chakra wants a very smooth flow, that you're working and you know you are supported. The sacral chakra wants a very smooth flow. You're performing your play, you're allowing people to perform. The Manipur chakra wants a very smooth flow. You have opinions, others also have opinions. You're processing it. Your heart chakra wants a very smooth flow. You are trusting, you have intent, and you know life is also supporting your intent. So there is a free flow of trust and faith between you and life. Similarly, the throat chakra wants you can speak and you can understand others. But in reality, what happens? We are very shy of speaking. We are scared of speaking. We are timid of speaking. At the same time, if we are not shy or timid, we are very rough. We are very rude. Right? We speak, we abuse. We speak bad words or we abuse. But we don't transform the situation. Either we don't speak or we lash out. But we don't change the situation. We are expressing our emotions, but we are not expressing the truth. Any situation which becomes challenging, we become helpless, we become frustrated, but we are not transforming the situation. If someone is not behaving the way we want, we are not explaining to him. We are not guiding him. Right? We are not making him understand. We are not shining our light. We are spewing negativity on it. Or we are running away. Means we are shying of, either we are shy of throwing the light, or we are throwing darkness. So this chakra becomes blocked. Similarly, what we receive from the world, either we are not listening, we are not trying to understand because we are judging that no, this is not good for me, it's painful. So either we are not understanding, or we are getting carried away by it, carried away by the emotions of it. So either we are not listening, or we are not speaking. So those people who have listening issues, they develop disorder of thyroid, hypothyroid. And those who have speaking issues, they develop hyperthyroid. So this chakra problems manifest as asthma, sleeping disorders, and thyroid disorders. Many of the hormonal disorders are because of this chakra. So now we have to think that why a person has got speaking or hearing blocks. Why? Because he is looking at everything from the eyes of his ego, from his I self. This is the chakra where the I is surrendered. You take things personally because you look at it from your own eyes, but you're not seeing from the eye of the truth. So this is called the chakra of the guru, or chakra of the teacher. And what we are supposed to do with the teacher? We surrender to the teacher. Yes, sleeping and thyroid issues happen because of blockage of the throat chakra. So we have to understand that this chakra calls for surrender. It is called Vishuddha chakra. Vishuddha means completely pure. And when do we become completely pure? When there is no I, when there is no separation from the world. Okay, Kevin is asking, hypothyroidism is due to desire to want to slow down everything in his life, fear of the future. No. See, hypothyroidism happens because a person is very impatient. He doesn't want to listen. He keeps on running after fruits, after goals. And because he is running after goals, he is not in the present. Because this chakra truly opens when you come in the present, when you come in your total awareness. But when you are running after goals, after goals, after goals, because of impatience, and because of that, you're not hearing, you're not understanding, you're not imbibing the lessons, right? This chakra is blocked. Now Mukesh is asking, obesity is Manipur or throat? See, obesity can happen due to many factors. Okay. Firstly, it happens because of blockage of the root chakra, because the person eats more than necessary. Because in Mooladhara chakra, there is a fear of deprivation. The person feels deprived. So he eats like a glutton. So one is that reason. Second, in Manipur chakra, obesity can happen because his digestion is sluggish. It is slow. And because there is less fire in the system, the food becomes fat. And third, it happens because of blockage of the throat chakra, because of hormones. There is bloating, and the other processes of assimilation are not working optimally. They are not working optimally. So either it is the root chakra or Manipur chakra or the throat chakra. Okay. So in order to balance the throat chakra, there are again Rudraksh. You can wear 4-mukhi, you can wear 5-mukhi, you can wear the gemstone yellow sapphire. And you can pray to the Guru. Okay? And the mantra is hum. So you can chant hum, hum, hum. So every chakra has got certain frequencies which work on it. And you have to remove the fears of this chakra, which are fears of speaking and fears of listening. The thought forms which inhibit you from listening or which inhibit you from expressing your truth. So now we come to the third eye chakra. This is the chakra that sees the reality. Your eyes see things in duality. That's why you have two eyes. But the third eye, which is in the center, it sees the truth. Behind every situation, there is a truth. And why it has manifested. And what is the truth that is seen above what your two eyes are seeing? You cannot see things in the right perspective till you are seeing from your perception, your definition, and your ego. You cannot see the thing in the right manner. Because if something is happening with which you are associated, and it is happening which is affecting you in some way, you cannot see the truth behind it. Something like, if there is something happening which affects your family life, which affects your professional life, you take it personally, you cannot see the reality. Okay? Something like you want to, you know what is your passion, but you're working in a job which is not truly what you like. And then suddenly you get a letter of termination from the company. Now you panic, you're fearful. You're scared, what will happen to me? I've got terminated. What will happen to my family? But you're not seeing the truth. You only wanted to follow your passion. And what if the new path ahead of you is one that is truly right for you? So, whenever we have pitfalls, whenever we have setbacks, whenever we have obstacles, we become fearful because we see from the lens of the ego. We are not seeing the truth. We are not seeing that whatever is happening for our growth. But this chakra teaches you the vital lesson of accepting things as they are. When you start seeing things as complete in the moment, that even if I'm sick, even if I have financial problems, even if I have relationship problems, even if the world around me looks so adverse, it is complete for me today. It is what is needed by me today to realize my awareness. Ultimately, the world is a drama, and through this drama, my awareness is realized. So, till we don't accept the things, we don't take responsibility of it, and then the power does not come to handle it. So first comes acceptance. Automatically with acceptance, responsibility comes. And automatically with responsibility, intelligence, which is power, it comes. Till you are in denial that no, I don't like this situation. Right? This situation is not good for me. I don't want it. You cannot grasp it. And whatever you cannot grasp, you cannot manage. You cannot transform. And you cannot leave. I tell people, how can you leave something which you have not held? So you have to first hold, no? So even if you want to leave, anything negative also from your life, you have to first hold it, no? So people are not ready to accept things first. So I tell people, first accept your environment. Accept your situation in totality. Accept it that yes, what is happening is what my consciousness is reflecting. I accept it. And to accept it, you have to first release the emotions of non-acceptance. Because unless you release, you can't accept. So first, you have to throw out the emotions of anxiety, nervousness, helplessness, frustration. That this situation is not what I deserve, is not what belongs to me. My family life cannot be like this. My financial situation cannot be like this. My health cannot be like this. My career cannot be like this. My parents cannot be like this. My relationship cannot be like this. First, you have to release. After you release it, accept everything. It is. And when you accept, you get the power to transform it. It just happens. So acceptance is the key. People who find hard to accept, their chakra is blocked. So this governs your nervous system. Planet is Saturn. Right? So when this chakra is blocked, people develop headaches, they develop sinus disorders, and they develop vision problems. So in order to open this chakra, you have to wear Rudraksh, gemstone of this chakra. You can chant the mantra which is Om. The Rudraksh is 14 mukhi. You can wear the gemstone iolite or blue sapphire, and you can do different meditations to open this chakra. So see, every chakra has many dimensions, but the dimensions are all related. It is not that there are many things to learn, but the same lesson can be viewed in many different angles. So when I do my chakra workshop, every time I talk something different, but the lesson is the same. It is not different. So this is the chakra for acceptance. Just accept. And I'll tell you, it is not so difficult to accept. Today, if you decide whatever is happening in front of me, I will do one thing. First, accept. Don't react. Today, if you walk into a room and you see things are very messy, you come out of your room and you see your children are fighting. You walk into your office and you see everything is disrupted. Someone gave you time for appointment, but he is not present. Your employee did something which is causing you harm. Right? Your friend did something you never expected him to do. Right? Some disaster happened. First thing, accept. Okay, it has happened. By revolt. First, accept. And it's a practice, it's a habit. Do it 5 times, it becomes a nature. Everything you have to become a nature. Don't make it a knowledge. Knowledge is what you are getting today in the class. But when you chew the knowledge and make it into your blood, it becomes your nature or knowingness. Like today, it is just practice that you make the knowingness that I have to work hard. I have to handle my challenges. I am supported, which will open the root chakra. It is the knowingness that I honor myself the way I am. I honor the lessons happening in front of me. Every lesson is going to evolve me, which will open the sacral chakra. The awareness I have every single intelligence, or you can say, I have the power. I have the power to handle what is happening in front of me. It can look difficult, but I have power. It will come. I don't have to panic about it. It will come. It looks difficult, but wait, it will come. Whatever is looking very conflicting, I have conflicts, but the truth will emerge. That knowingness will open the Manipur chakra. Immense trust and faith in the divine, that God, this time is difficult. It's a time of COVID. I don't know what is going to happen next. Maybe I'll get it. Maybe my family will get it. My work will suffer. But I trust. I trust whatever is happening is ultimately for me to connect to my awareness. The faith and the trust will open the heart chakra. The knowingness that I am here to express my truth. I'm here to understand everything. My nature is transformation, will open the throat chakra. Ultimately, you have to realize everything in life is happening because you have to realize you are more. Today, life has created you to realize some aspect of creativity. Because life never stops. The nature of life is growth and creativity. Life, you see how life has evolved from beginning till now. Every second, life is becoming newer, better, bigger. Whether it is in arts, sciences, technology, power, you see, life only grows to you are more. In order to realize, life keeps on creating people with different role plays. It creates people with different identities as different actors. You are one of the actor of life. And you have to allow life to realize you are more. Today, don't inhibit life. Don't stop life by fears. Don't stop life and don't try to control life. Allow life to flow through you. In Hindu religion, we show the picture of Krishna holding a flute. Right? The holding the flute with all the holes shows you are allowing him to play the flute through you. Right? You are allowing life to flow through you, to make its rhythm through you. Today, anything that you can do is just stop life. When you surrender, you allow life. Life wants to realize that you are more. Life wants to realize its expansiveness and creativity through you. You have to just surrender to life. Today, your non-acceptance of the situation makes you blind. and it creates different emotions inside you. It makes you nervous. It makes you anxious. And that's why your third eye chakra has to be open. It is the chakra of higher vision, higher knowingness. So these are the lessons of the Ajna chakra or the third eye chakra. Now we come to the last chakra, which is the crown chakra. Now this is the chakra of connection with your higher self. It is the chakra truly of knowingness. When you interpret life as per your body, mind, senses, or role play, you develop hopelessness. You can develop ungratefulness. You can be confused as to why this is happening to me, because you don't want to see the higher meaning of life. And this chakra gets blocked because you disconnect yourself from God or life. You start blaming life for your problems. You think my problems are because of him. You feel unlucky. You feel undeserving. And then this chakra is blocked. This chakra governs your central nervous system. It governs, you can say, your whole skin of your body. And when this chakra is blocked, a person can have brain disorders, schizophrenia, and paralysis, vitiligo, vertigo, and any kind of nervous or brain disorders happens because of blockage of this chakra. This chakra also governs sleep like the throat chakra, because this is the chakra of light. So this is where we allow the white light of God to enter our system. In order to balance this chakra, you can chant the mantra of this chakra, which is Ang. Or you can wear the gemstone, white sapphire. You can wear the Rudraksh, one mukhi. Okay, and you can remove the emotions blocking this chakra. Emotions of hopelessness, emotions of ungratefulness, emotions of pessimism, right? And emotions of extreme, you can say, main is emotions of pessimism. Because when you start looking at the negative side of life, that what I don't have, you develop pessimism. But it is a choice to see what you have. And when you start seeing what you have, you realize you have abundance. And when you connect to abundance, you create more of it. It is just a choice, what side you want to look. And I realize that optimism is just a practice. What I suggest is, do this practice for the next 15 days. Whatever you see in your life, start seeing the positive side of it. When you see your child, you see how blessed you are and you see the good points of the child. Don't see what you expect of him. See what he is. In your spouse, see what she is. In your career, see what you have. In your bank, see what you have. Just start seeing what is there, not what is not there. And that is called optimism. And with practice, you will start becoming grateful for what you have. And you will start noticing abundance. And when you notice, you create it. So it is a practice to be positive and abundant. But it takes time, not easy. So in order to open this chakra, you have to release, as I said, the emotions of hopelessness, because hope is your nature. You cannot give up. You just cannot give up. You have to release the emotions of ungratefulness because gratitude is your nature, right? And you have to give up emotions of feeling very limited because blockage of this chakra makes you feel limited. And when you break these limits, you connect to your expansive self. Because this chakra actually is the chakra of expansion. Only when this chakra is open, you are open to learning new things, you're open to experiences, you're open to knowingness. And you don't limit yourself for anything. Whether it is money, whether anything, you don't limit yourself. Okay, so this brings us to the 7 chakras. Ultimately, as I said, we have to allow life to flow through us. Ultimately, we have to even come out of a state of doingness. Ultimately, we have to become a beingness. We have to realize that actually there is nothing we do. We just become. And the doingness happens as a reflection of our beingness. But it happens with meditation, it happens with awareness. Any question? Yeah, Kevin is telling very rightly, gratitude journal is a good thing, very nice. When we start being grateful, although it is not easy to be grateful, when you have problems, you start aligning to discontentment. Right. But what happens is when you remove, I feel to get any emotion in your life, you have to first release the negative emotion. Then you will see you have so much to be grateful for. Okay. How to know which chakra is blocked? Well, in order to know which chakra is blocked, it is very simple. It will shout and it will tell you that is my problem. If you have bone pains and leg pains, your root chakra is blocked. If you have muscle pains and lower back pain or sexual issues, the sacral is blocked. When you have digestive issues, the Manipur is blocked. When you have diabetes or heart issues, the heart is blocked. When you have got thyroid, hormonal issues, right? When you have thyroid, hormonal issues, insomnia, your throat is blocked. When you have sinus or headache, third eye is blocked. And when you have vertigo, skin issues, nervousness, or any type of, you can say, nervous system disorder, your crown is blocked. So your health issue will tell you which is blocked. Okay. Okay, can I meditate only by thinking of the chakra dhyan meditation? See, meditation is in many ways, but one is, yes, you can meditate just on the chakra. You can meditate with the color. You can meditate with the mantra, or you can meditate on the lesson. Personally, I feel meditation with the lesson is most important because that is very focused. So with this note, I take your permission. Shivoham.